What's up, guys? We are back on the second channel looking at some more NBA plays today over on PrizePicks. On these plays, we've hit 11 of our last 14, so we got a nice little run going. Looking to improve on those, but there's some changes here coming to the two channels tomorrow because we have the MLB back. What's going to happen here is that on this second channel here, I will have my NBA main plays tomorrow. On the main channel here over at DOMG Props, which you have not already seen this channel, go subscribe over there. It's where you get all my main plays. My MLB plays will be on that channel. But every day after tomorrow, I will have MLB main plays on this channel, then the NBA plays over on the main channel here at DMG Props. So basically just subscribe to both channels with the post notifications on and you'll get some more free plays from me. But this will be the last episode of plays just like these. So if you want to get more plays like the ones I post in these types of videos, give me a follow on Twitter at DMG Props. They'll give you access to the plays that I post, like in these videos here, the pairs and things like that. You can get them either in the DubClub or for free over on Twitter. But with that being said, before we get to the 5 plays in this video, if you have not already joined the DubClub, don't miss out. There's a 2-day free trial available in my description. We have the MLB coming back tomorrow, which is one of my best sports. We are already 4-0 this year in the MLB. I'm super excited. The MLB is probably my best sport, tied with the NBA. We crush it every year, profitable every single season. I'm super excited. You could also join for the next month, longer term, for only $15, which is $20 cheaper than after that trial. With the DubClub, you get not only all of my plays sent straight to your phone, but you also get access to the Discord. We can talk to me and other members in the chats, as well as getting free plays from my contributors here in Asmies, Emo, and Prop the Props. These guys all do great work. So both these options, the free trial and the $15 for the next month, both options are available down in my description. But now let's get to these free plays. Play responsibly and at your own risk. Leave a like on this video and subscribe to both channels with notifications turned on so that we get in before these lines get bumped to get removed. Let's get to these plays here. The first play I like here is going to be over in the points category, and I talked about a little bit about him over on the main channel today, but I like Jaylen Brown over 17.5 points, and I, of course, also like his over full game points and his PRA at 33 or 34.5. But Jaylen Brown here is in a great spot for his over 17.5 points. He's over in 72% of games this year, but is under in 3 straight games, only reaching 10 points just one time, right at 10 points. It's really because of low minutes, so the last 2 games. He got injured in this game against the Nets, and he came back from injury last game in a bit of a blowout situation, so he only played about 26 minutes. However, Jason Tatum is likely going to be out in this game. Without Jason Tatum this year, he's over in 4 out of 5 games. The only miss was with about 30 minutes right there against Detroit, and he shot 6 for 12 in that game. All the other games, he had at least 20 field goal attempts, and even in the last 2 games, he still covered, shooting 30% and 40%. When this year, he's averaging a lot better than that 30 and 40%. He's averaging about 46% shooting. So he's in a great little bounce back spot coming off of 3 misses, but there's, of course, an excuse for the last 2 games here. It's also not too terrible of a matchup for him either against Phoenix. In the past against them, he's had 27 and 37 points against them. He's been absolutely crazy against them. And with Jason Tatum being out, that usage should skyrocket. The field attempts should skyrocket. He should be in a great spot to score tonight. It is a 5.5 point spread, and wins this series over in 68%. If you move the minutes, though, to when he plays at least 30, he's over in 81%. Not going to touch too much more on Jaylen Brown because I already talked about him this morning in the YouTube video, so let's get into the next play. The next play I like here is going to be over in the rebounds category here, because tonight I like Kristaps Porzingis over his rebounds at 5.5. So Porzingis rebounds at 5.5, stay in the same game here with Boston. We're going to go with his rebounds, where he is covered in 69% of games this year, including 3 straight with 13, 10, and 8 rebounds. And now he gets a matchup against the Phoenix Suns, who rank 17th in rebounds allowed per game, but the centers rank 25th. They are allowing about 13.2 rebounds per game to opposing centers. And now, of course, like I said earlier, we have Jason Tatum out. Without Tatum this year, he's over in 3 out of 4 games. And that miss just happened to be in a very tough matchup against Orlando, who rank in the bottom 5 of rebounds allowed per game. He's consistently played at least 24 minutes, even in blowout situations, and in games where they win with at least 24 minutes, he's over in 75%. As you add more and more points onto the total there, he's just been better and better. I like the matchup a lot for him here. Jason Tatum is, of course, out, which should help him in his rebounds. He has an extreme hit rate when he has at least 10 rebound chances, which he's had in most, if not all, games without Jason Tatum. So overall, Porzingis is in a great spot tonight to have a lot of rebounds, I think. At least 6 of them. I think it's not too much to ask for from Porzingis tonight, so give me the over for his 5.5 rebounds on the PrizePicks board. Before I get to my next 3 plays, if you're not already on Chalkboard, it's one of the best apps out there now, and available in more states than they used to be. So it's available in most states now. If you use promo code DOMG, you can either get a 50% deposit match or a 100% deposit match and a free square. So they, of course, have all your normal player prop lines here. Like you have Quentin Grimes points and Justin Edwards points. You have all these different categories on the board, of course. But what's new here, too, is that in some states, you can actually do game lines now. Like you can pick the 76ers to win the game or the Wizards plus 3.5 tonight or the over or under points. You can see all the different things that they offer now. It's available in most states, like I said, and if you use promo code DOMG, that will get you some bonuses. They, of course, have MLB on the board also. And, of course, they also have normal game lines for some of these guys, too. So this app is awesome. Get it for yourself in my description. Use that promo code DOMG yet again. The next play I'm going to get to here is going to be over in the points category because I'm going with, over 5.5 points here. This one's a very, very interesting spot here because you can see what he's done. He's only over in 3 of his last 5. And his hit rate doesn't look too great on paper, really, especially the last 10-ish games here. But he's over in 71% of games this year. And he's going to be without a ton of guys on this team, obviously. They have Jakob Poeltl out. They have Emmanuel Quickly, Grady Dick, Brandon Ingram. A lot of those guys are going to be out here. Without just Poeltl this year, though, he's over in 9 out of 14 games. If you factor in guys like Emmanuel Quickly also being out, or even Brandon Ingram, the hit rate stays solid. But what I want to focus on, too, is his minutes here. Because in games where he plays at least 24 minutes, which should be a given tonight based on his recent minutes, when he plays at least 24 minutes, the hit rate moves all the way up to about 88%. And if you factor in Jakob being out now, he's over in 8 out of 9 games, as you see there. The only game he missed here was actually just one of the more recent games here against the Spurs, which is also a good matchup for him. Even in a blood situation, though, still saw 30 minutes. What's important here, though, to look at is to not be discouraged by that because he happened to shoot 1 for 8 in that game. He only made 1 shot on 8 field goal attempts. Most games he will cover with that because he's had games in the past and tougher matchups like the Rockets here where he shot 5 for 8. So that more recent game there against the Spurs was kind of just an outlier situation. Overall, this is my favorite one of the video here is going to be his points here at 5.5. It's a really good spot here. I really like it based on the matchup and his minutes and the close spread and all the different injuries to this team. There's a lot of things that could go right today for OK. So I think he's in a great spot to go over his 5.5 points. Let's move on to the next play. This play here is going to also be available over in the points category here. I like a lot of point plays today. I'm going to go with Alex Sarr over 11.5 points. Again, I talked a little bit about him in this morning's video also, but I think Sarr's in a great spot over his 11.5 points. He's been pretty good in these last few games, over in 7 of his last 9 games here. This is a really good matchup now against Philly. His minutes have also been very good in the last 3 games with about 28, 27, and 32, partly because of all the injuries to this Washington Wizards team. They're going to be without Saddiq Bey, Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon, Keyshawn George, Chris Middleton, Corey Kispert, and Bilal. So they're without a ton of guys in this game, which should get him to at least 25 minutes here, which covered in 57% of games. But you also want to factor in guys like Chris Middleton not playing. You want to factor in guys like Keyshawn George. You factor in Marcus Smart as well. But the reason why he's been so good in these last few games is because of his usage, which is extremely high at the moment. He's had games of 31%, 24%, 30, 32, 33, and 40% usage, which is extremely, extremely high. He's one of the main scorers on this team clearly. He really should have hit in this New York Knicks game too. He's happened to shoot 3 for 10 in that game, but this usage has been insane lately because of all the injuries and things like that. So it's just a recipe for success for Sarr tonight because of the high minutes and the high usage that he's been seeing. I don't expect that to slow down with all the injuries that have happened to this team. It's also a really good matchup for him against Philly too. He has a 3-ball that's really nice. I think he's going to hit about 2 threes in this one. So he just has to score, 3 more buckets after that, hit some free throws. And we're looking great for Alex Sarr and his points. Getting into my final play here, we're going to go with Devin Booker here and his PRA tonight at 29.5. So these are some of my favorite pairs for tonight's slate. We have Devin Booker here at his PRA, who is over in 74% of games this year. He's in a great spot here against Boston because of a couple of guys missing, like Bradley Beal. Lately, without Bradley Beal in his last 20-ish games or so, he's over in 75%, 15 of his last 19, as you see there. With very high minutes, of course, he's one of the superstars. And really, a lot of these more recent misses are just kind of due to bad shooting, but his usage has been there, man. He really has had some very, very good usage. With his high usage as he's seeing, it's simply not sustainable for him to keep missing this line sometimes. What I'm referring to is his normal points line here. Like a lot of these misses here recently due to points. But he's been killing it with the rebounds and the assists also. Overall, though, he's in a great spot. I think the matchup is good enough for him. Although Boston is tough on paper and not allowing too many points, I don't really see it being too much of an issue today. It is a 5.5 point spread. It should be close to competitive. So I think Booker's in a great spot to go over his PRA for a couple of reasons here, but I am expecting a pretty good game here from Booker. I'm expecting probably around 36, 37, 39 PRA from him here, probably around 40, just because of how much usage he has been seeing as of late. He just has to put the ball into the basket. It's really, really simple. He just has not been able to do it as efficiently as he was able to do a little bit earlier this year, and I expect that to get back on track and kind of just middle itself out a little bit. So here are my 5 plays here. It's going to be Jaylen Brown over 17.5 points, Kristaps over 5.5 rebounds, OK over 5.5 points, Alex Sarr over 11.5 points, and Devin Booker over 29.5 PRA. These are some of my favorite pairs here. OK is going to be my favorite here at 5.5 points. And tomorrow we will have some NBA plays, main plays, over on this channel here. If you want to get some MLB plays from me tomorrow, make sure to give me a follow or subscribe over at DOMG Props. And also subscribe here because MLB plays will be available on this channel the day after tomorrow. Best of luck on tonight's slate. Looking to stay cashing with some more winners, and I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Best of luck.